All right. I think I am live. Awesome. So I'm going to move my screen over here so I can see my notes. Welcome everyone to the live stream. This is the first live stream I'm ever doing, so there's going to be a few kinks that we're going to work out. As you can see, Nike is in the back there with me. We're going to use him as our demo dog today. I am super excited to be talking about this leash walking because it is one of the hardest things for people with dogs to learn. And there's a million different ways on the internet that people learn how to do this. But I have kind of a way that has worked with my dog who's been very difficult to get on and off leash. So, through my struggles, I've found almost a better way, I would call it, of training your dog to walk on a leash. Basically, through the behavior they're showing, you can kind of train them with their instincts, with their breed drive. You can train them with the right motivation. It'll make you have a better time overall walking your dog. So let's see. So first, I want to get into the mental mindset of why you might even walk your dog in the first place. So when we go on a walk, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about, I got to walk the dog, I got to get him fit, I got to wear him out? That should probably not be the reason why you're walking your dog. So the reasons I walk my own dog is going to be for fitness, mostly for enrichment, because I'll be honest, I work full time. I don't have time during the day when I'm gone for 8 hours a day to really motivate him, play with him. He usually just sits on the couch and is fine. But the main reason I walk him is for enrichment, for those sniffy walks that people talk about. I do that with my dog, but I also do it to get him to go to the bathroom. I also do it for training, for check ins, see how connected or disconnected we are. I also do it for socialization. So if we go to the park, my mindset changes from we're just having a nice walk, relaxing, getting me some fitness into okay, now this is going to be a training opportunity. So walks can kind of manifest into different things and different needs as you continue. With puppies, I want to set a clear boundary that you should not be walking any more than 15 minutes with your puppy. Otherwise, they could have developmental strains on their muscles and joints that could lead to stuff like hip dysplasia. So just keep it very short with puppies. This is going to be for kind of adolescent dogs to older dogs. But always keep in mind why exactly you might be walking your dog. Fitness, enrichment, going to the bathroom, socialization, training. All right. So sorry I'm out of breath, guys. I just got back from working out, so I apologize if I sound so exhausted. All right. So, yeah, keeping your walk short and sweet. You'll get the most success out of it. End every session on a win. So, regardless of whether you're walking or asking your dog to do some agility, end it on a win. End it on your best rep because that's going to be what the dog remembers. And you're setting yourself up for success for the next time you go on a walk because the dog remembers the last time they were in that situation. Was it bad or was it good? So you always want to be ending on a good, positive note. All right. So the final one is my favorite. It is basically the value of what I teach, and it is know your dog's motivation. So if you want to motivate your dog to do something, you have to find either a good treat that they like. This is what I'm going to be using today. You have to find a good toy, or you have to find something in the environment that they really enjoy. And we'll talk about the environment in a little bit with Nike because that's actually how I got him to learn how to be a loose leash on a flexi lead. So we'll talk about that and that history a little bit once we get into it. But I will go ahead and get into the demo now. Just let me know if you can't hear me or something. And I will try to be as loud as I can back there. All right. Hi. Yeah. What are we doing? So, the first step when you try to walk your dog is going to be engagement. So, Let's see. I need to tilt this down a little bit. There we go. All right. So the first step is obviously going to be engagement. So what is he doing here? He's jumping all over the place. He's running around. He's not at my side. He has a chew in his mouth, and he's not really focused on what we're supposed to be doing. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and get him in front of me. Nike. Yes. Look at that. Well done. Sit. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Sit. Good. Good man. And you didn't even drop your chew. How fun. All right. So if your collaring or putting on the leash does not look like that, that's step one. You always, always, always have to have a calm dog before you go on a walk. Dogs get very excited. Dogs like to jump and play and run around. I really hope you guys can hear me. I'm so sorry if you can't. All right, off. So dogs like to run around and jump, and they like to move. Dogs learn through movement a lot of the time, and they get very excited when you put a leash or a harness on them because it means they're going to go on an adventure. They're going to get some enrichment in their life. Dogs were not meant to live in houses, y'all. So it is very understandable why my dog would be very hyped up because he's a working dog. He's a working Cocker Spaniel. He has very high drive. And so I expect him to be kind of crazy. So I let him be crazy until I ask for calmness. And if you don't have that on and off switch, which is crazy to calm, then you need to work on that as well. But we're going to pretend your dog is Nike for today. We're going to pretend your dog is Nike because I don't know your dogs personally, but I know my dog personally, and I can kind of explain the behaviors that I want him to be doing while I kind of tell you what you can and shouldn't be doing. All right, again, I apologize if you cannot hear me. I will get a microphone or something hooked up to me later. So let's see. Yeah, perfect. All right. So my dog is kind of crazy. He really wants to go everywhere but be beside me. But this leash is a communication line. So any pressure that I put on him, that's telling him something. This right now is telling him something. Me kind of waving it around, that's telling him something. Dogs are very, very, very sensitive. And so when we have them on a leash, I am simply using it as a communicative tool and a tool that sets boundaries. Good. Well done. Yes. So the first exercise I would really, really love your dogs to learn how to do before they even step outside. This should still be when they're very young. They should be motivated by something, food, toys, your voice. Nike's very motivated by food right now. I'm going to lure him at my side. So we're going to have treats on dog side. Always, always, always treats on dog side. We are going to show him the treat, right? Is he very interested? Is he willing to follow it? He is. All right, get it. So once a dog is interested in food, they're most likely going to be following it, which is what we're going to use to our advantage. So I like to tell people to make sure you are moving when you do this. That way your dog keeps moving. They don't get stuck. You don't get stuck. So just keep moving through this exercise, right? Think of it almost like a dance. So I'm going to call my dog, Nike. And when yes, good. I like that he comes. So this time I'm going to keep moving, move my arm all the way back. I'm going to almost like stretch. I'm going to move my shoulder all the way back behind me. Nike, my plane of field is here. Nike is behind me right now. So we're going to do that one more time. So I'm going to call him. I'm going to stretch all the way back. He should be behind me. I'm going to flip my wrist, okay? It's literally going to go from here to here. I'm going to bring my arm forward. And what do you know? He is nicely at my side. Now, some dogs like to get pushy and get in front of you, which causes you to bend down and move them forward. We don't want that. We want your dog right beside you like this. This is perfect. He's wonderful at this exercise. So I'm going to do that a few more times. Here. Bring all the way back. Walk forward. Wow, he's at my side. And now we can start walking. Take one step. Wow, look at that. He's at my side. Keep walking. One step. Wow, look at that. He stays at my side. Oh my goodness. All right, out. Step back. Bring him forward. Wow, good job. You're at my side. Wow, good job. You're at my side. Wow. So that was the sit at my side exercise. Sit, stand, walk. Just come back to me. This is like a heel position, right? Dog being at your side is technically called a heel position because they are at your heels. So once you have that mastered down, we can really get into the nitty gritty. Because if you don't have engagement to be at your side, that's a problem. If you don't want your dog to constantly be using treats when you walk, I would like for you to install a listening cue and use toys. Use toys. So if I was going to use his chew for an example, because he really loves his chew, this is what I do if your dog didn't need to use treats. Here. So he's kind of interested in it. He likes treats more. So we'll see how this goes. Here. So again, rock back, bring it to your side. Here. Now your dog should be super motivated that they want to come in close to your side. Up, up. They need to be close to your side, right? Here. Yes, yes, that's very good. Come here. Yes, this is how close they should be. This shows how much they want something. Yeah, good. Oh, yes. And then I throw it. So if you were playing with a toy or a chew, this is exactly what I do. Bring me. Nike, bring me. Get it. Yes. Thank you. Here. Same thing. Here. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Get it. And as he does the correct behavior, I'm not saying anything other than his reward marker, which is yes. Here. Here. Yeah, look at that. Yes, get it. Wow, look at that. And he wants to continue playing the game because he wants to get that reward marker where I toss the chew, right? This could be with a ball. This could be with a toy. It could be with a piece of cardboard for all I care. Come here. Wow. Here. Yes, get it. Good boy. Right, good boy. Okay, get it. Wow, thank you. Okay. All right. So like I said, motivation is super important. Getting that exercise, getting them close to you, building that closeness up so that they can learn that your side is very valuable, right? What did you just do? Bring me. What? Yes. All right. So awesome. Go find it. Awesome. So again, finding that motivator, whether it's a toy, a chew, a piece of cardboard. I've used plastic bottles to train my dog before. Nike loves plastic bottles. Just something that they find interest in. You can use it to train your dog. Perfect. So again, basically the system for reinforcement is find the dog's motivation, get a reward marker, whether it's yes, either clicker or yes. So motivator, do the behavior, reinforce the behavior by saying yes, and then solidify that behavior. So make sure they're able to repeat it by doing something with that treat or that toy. So for me, it'd be tossing a treat or tossing a toy because my dog is very rewarded by the release through motion. As you can see, he's constantly moving. I like to reward him through movement so he gets some of that out of his system. And that solidifies the behavior because he understands, hey, that was really good. I want to do that again. Hey, that was really good. I want to do that again. Right? So we motivate, we reward, reinforce, and then we solidify. That is our slogan. That is what we train off of because we are building it based off the dog. Whatever the dog is motivated by, whatever the dog finds rewarding, whether it's the release from an exercise, whether it's a treat, whether it's a toy, that is what we are using to solidify the behavior so that eventually when we climb up the reward ladder or climb down the reward ladder rather, because you have your treats at the very top, right? Most dogs only take treats. Some dogs will take toys. You can start switching from treats to toys down to your voice, and that's how you get out of having to treat your dog every time, because through that ladder, your dog is getting reinforcement through repetition, and the reward and tossing a treat, tossing a toy is solidifying it so much that they actually don't care what you use as long as the reward works for them. So that is kind of the reward ladder. That is how you build engagement. That is how you build focus with motivation from the dog. All right. So the next thing we will talk about with loose leash walking, now that we have found the dog's motivation, I'm going to go back to treats for this. And this is more for the human than anything else. So I'm going to stay here for a second. But it is loose versus tension and what that means for the dog. So if my leash is super floppy and loose, that means the dog has no stimulus to look at, nothing to really go off of but you. We want We want the loose leash to be really rewarding for the dog. We want this to be normal for the dog. We want this to be the only option that they see is fit. Because dogs see two things. They see loose leash as this is boring. I'm walking. Oh, squirrel! Squirrel. Oh, look, tension. I'm going to get that squirrel. Oh, I'm going to get that squirrel. Oh, this is really, really rewarding. Right? And so when a dog, lie down. Lie down. Thank you. Wait. So let's distract you for a second. So when a dog is pulling and pulling and pulling, that's actually really reinforcing. The pulling itself is reinforcing a behavior. So if possible, we almost never want our dogs to pull at all. So we really want to get the sit at my side exercise done over first, really get it good inside. Here's where I actually train the behavior, right? We want to be able to make sure our dog can work in circles around us. So here is how I make sure that my leash is always loose when we are walking. There is no tension or frustration on that leash that is reinforcing. It's just we can be loose. We can be happy, right? Or we can be loose and we can be excited because Nike really loves his treats. So he's probably going to be really, really excited. All right. So again, anytime the leash is loose, we are going to be rewarding the dog, right? We want the looseness to be reinforcing, not the tension. Here, thank you. Ready? So if I'm just walking my dog, oopsies, wow. And he gets ahead of me, oopsies. I'm gonna physically turn my body. This allows that the leash continues to be loose, right? Thank you. Puppy, puppy, puppy. Wow, here. Okay, so we're gonna walk. All right. Uh-oh. Look. You might have to pee. So give us just 1 second. We're gonna go take him out and make sure he doesn't have to pee. Come on. You can do it. Go on. All right. You. So we just went pee, right? All right. Sorry about that, guys. When a dog's got to go, they got to go. I was right. He needed to pee. And we are back. So let's see. Yep. So loose versus tension. Loose, we want to reward. Tension, we want to evaporate. You. Down. Right now. Down. Again. Again, loose, we want to reward. Tension, we want to correct. We want the loose leash to be the only option there is. And if there is a little bit of tension on the leash, we want them to understand that means come back to us versus pull harder, right? So we really try to make sure that anyone who goes through our program is using a slip leash such as this. It just slips on and off the dog. This is a really good tool for pressure, right? I love slip leashes. It is the only leash I will ever get for my dogs and my puppies, depending on their size. If it's a Chihuahua, maybe not the best idea for you. But if it's anything bigger than a terrier or a spaniel, I absolutely love them for training loose leash walking, because when a leash is connected to that collar, it actually gives a stronger signal, and the dog can feel it a little bit more if there is tension versus not tension, versus a harness that the dog always kind of has tension on it already, so they don't listen as well. I try to avoid harnesses like the plague. So unless you have a family member that doesn't like or isn't comfortable with a collar, you're allowed to use a harness in that aspect. But honestly, in my opinion, loose leash walking cannot be achieved without a slip lead. It is very time consuming without one. I recommend it to everyone, because again, the dog either listens or they get choked, and that's the way it's going to be. I'm not some lovey-dovey trainer that accepts like dogs who don't learn. I rather do a harsh correction and the dog learn the first time than have to do 500 corrections and the dog never learns, right? So that's what I think of a slip lead as, is just that one-time correction, and then the dog kind of knows, right? And that's something that comes with feel and knowledge of how your dog's going to react to pressure. So I will show you a few exercises to help them not have that pressure, or not, what's the word? I'm losing my words. Anyway, I'll just show you some exercises to help work through pressure and release training a little bit with the leash, and then I think that will cover it for the live stream. All right, let's try it. So this first exercise that I'm going to be doing, again, I'm going to have him at my side. We're going to walk. I'm going to change direction. Yes, that's very good, right? Keep that loose leash. Now, a lot of people like to have their leash up here by their chest. They like to hug on it. I'm going to force it down, right? It should always be at my side, because it should be the dog's choice whether or not they listen, right? Good. So as you can kind of see, I am working with Nike on just him coming to me, him just learning to be at my side, right? So there he's in front of me. Yes, good. He's not going to get rewarded until he is right at my hip. Yes. And I might not say anything, but my body language is doing all the talking right now. So watch my body language when I do it this next time. I'm going to walk forward. He's all the way out in front of me. I'm going to twist my body a little bit. Now he's behind me. Yes. And now we get rewarded because he made the right choice to come behind me. I'm going to do it from here. Yes. Good. So now look at that. He's kind of following me, right? He doesn't want to leave my side because that is going to lose him that reinforcement zone that I built up over many, many months. Yes. Good. And I'm super picky with what he does and how he does it. A lot of times when you have a dog that is extremely motivated by food or a reward, it shouldn't take them that long to correct themselves. And if it does, you might have to break it down in steps for them. So for Nike to be able to get that behavior, not only did we do it a million times, we're choking on a tree. Not only did I do it a million times, yes. I broke it down into steps, yes, right? I just asked him to do a little bit every single time, and I took my time with it, yes. And through that, we built it up into what it is today. Not only is he getting more reinforcement the more times we do this, he's also getting reinforcement for fixing it himself. So if I have tension on the leash right now, and I pull and my dog is saying, I don't want to move, I'm going to do this. Right? I'm going to show them how to be right. I'm not going to expect them to know how to do it without any knowledge, right? All right, sit. I'm going to ask him to sit, and he's not going to get up until I let that sit. He's not going to get up until I do that, right? Now, he is trained to stay here until I say so for this demo. But I'm going to very easily show him how to be right there, right? If I literally was just like, hey, come to my side. You get that. The dog doesn't know how to speak English. Out. Your dog is a dog. They do not know how to speak English. We have to show them the first few times so that the rest of their life is going to be easier. I'd rather you put the effort in now than have to, I don't know, spend the rest of your life fighting your dog. That's good. So even if the reinforcement is behind my back, he is going to follow me here. Because we've built up the at my side behavior so much through walking and through small repetitions. We have really built that up into what it is today, right? So he can't see the reinforcement. Okay. But yes. But he knows where the reinforcement comes from is at my side, right? And now he is doing a really nice heel. He is continuing to try and get those treats because I'm letting a few drop in my hand when I like what he's doing, right? And so now he has learned to walk at my side and he has learned to be reinforced at my side. So if your dog does not do that, find a better treat, find a better toy, find something that's going to motivate them to stay right here. Because the more times you do that, the better it will get. Here. Right? So we bring them to our side. They know to stay at our side. And then we can start walking. Okay. We can start walking. And they know, hey, this area right next to mom is super rewarding. And it could get me a treat. Now, when I stop, Nike stops, and that is a very good sign of a dog who likes to listen. So we are just going to build up the sit at my side exercise or the stand at my side. And I want to be very picky about how I reward. I don't want his bum out there. I want it right here with me. Yes, good. right? Because I want that reinforcement zone very, very close to me so he stays by my side as much as possible. And so once you kind of get that skill, we can start talking about speed and exercises to help maintain a slow speed or a fast speed, right? So I like to do red light, green light with my dog. I also really like to do turning exercises. So puppy dancing, the yes game, all of that helps with dogs turning and looking at your body. And then we're just going to repeat that in every single situation. We're going to do that like 4 times a week in the park. We're going to do that 3 times a week at a cafe. We're going to do that like 20 times in the front yard, right? We just want it to be solidified every single place we go. So we have to practice every single place we go. But it does get better within a year or 2 of you doing that. Your dog will have all of the tools they need to actually do a good loose leash walking. All right. Well, that is the live for today. I really appreciate you guys hopping on, and I will see you in the next live. All right. Bye, guys.